Good afternoon, all of you. In the last lecture, we already had seen the section B, section A of Union Public Service Commission, paper GS4. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the paper Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude paper, the section B. We already had learned about the syllabus of this paper, and we already had known about the details of the syllabus in the previous lecture. If anyone of you hadn't catch up the lectures, then you can subscribe the YouTube channel of Universal Foundation. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss the details regarding the case studies. The first question is that why the topic section B is different from section A. That is the first question. And the second, what is the motto of Union Public Service Commission behind introducing the case studies? Today we are going to discuss all these parameters of the case studies. Before that, let me discuss about the syllabus. We already had know that section A comprises with the theoretical aspect of the ethical concept regarding the administrations or the e-governance, the values, and the ethical dilemmas, as well as the issues regarding the government. But if we go, if we compare section A with the section B, we find that the section B depends upon the conceptual understanding of section A. So whatever be the ethical terms we already had learned in section B, section A is useful for the study of the section B. Many aspirants are known about the language of the case study. They ask many questions regarding the case studies, how to discuss with the case studies, how to solve, how to face it. In this lecture, we are going to discuss all these points, all frame out of the UPSC regarding the case study section B of Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude paper. Let me start this study of the case studies with the introduction of case study. What is the case? The case is the sequence of the events or the descriptive exploratory analysis of persons, groups and events. This is the meaning of the case. And the fact with in the paragraph, some data is provided to you, some chronology of the events are given to you, and you have to analyze the your ability from the case studies, and the value base as well as the ethical base dilemma is given in that case study. So what is case? Case is a descriptive, exploratory, explanatory analysis of persons, groups and events. If we analyze the previous year question papers of UPSC GS paper 4, we find that the case studies are given in hypothetical scenarios. Some case studies are given, some case studies are based on the current events, and some case studies are based on the values. So the condition given in the case study, you have to assume as a hypothetical scenario. So this is the first framework to face the case studies, that whatever given in the case study is happen. So you should not use your previous knowledge regarding dealing with the case studies. Are you getting Sheetal, Karthik? Are you getting my voice?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay. The condition given in the case studies is hypothetical in nature. Means some persons while dealing with the case studies think that how can this happen? It is a hypothetical statement. Administrator can never behave like that. This is not the case. Whatever the statements or the events given in the case study is the knowledge, and you have to analyze according to the demand of the questions. So always remember that case study is made up of hypothetical statements, events and personal information. So you can assume as the truthful information provided by UPSC to you. So never get conflict with your previous knowledge of that event and the current event given in the case studies. So while dealing with the case studies, you have to be assume that the data or the facts given in the event is true, is real. Second, case study consists of dilemmas, conflict or problem. So every case study is consist of a particular problem. It has its own conflict and the dilemmas regarding the ethical issues. What happen when we deal with the case studies and when we read it, we find that there is a problem or the conflict or the dilemmas. We find it, but it is the case of the hypothetical statement. So what is the demand of the question? You have to study first that if the demand of the question is to solve the dilemma, then you can write down the solution. The demand of the question is to analyze the situation, so you should not provide solution, rather than you should focus on the problem. You have to elaborate the problems given in the case study. So you have to understand the demand of the question first. What the demand of the UPSC or the questions of the ethics in the case studies, you have to elaborate that. Means whether they are asking you to elaborate the questions or the problems. Second, whether they are following you or telling you to solve the solutions regarding the case study, that is important. So whatever asked, you have to elaborate. Many a times what happen, they are asking for solution. Many aspirants first elaborate the problems given in the question paper. So problem is already given. What is the demand of the question? You should read out throughout and then decide. Okay, Karthik, Sheetal, getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is a case study? It guides regarding the administration to the administrator for future decision making. It makes you a perfect decision maker. So many case studies, many case studies demands some innovative solutions from you, and it make aware regarding the administrative procedures in various events. And while reading this case study, you are given a particular post. Means, for example, if you are an SP, if you are CP of the district, if you are a district collector or law and order enforcing officer, so one post is given for you, allotted for you. So assume and give the innovative solution, as you are the whole sole responsibility taker of that case study. So it guides regarding the administration to the administrator for the future decision making. So every hypothetical case studies have some guiding light for you to process it in future, your future decision making. They impart some ethical issues or the solution in the personality of the writer. So always remember that the case study is a guiding light for the aspirant. Every case study is guiding light. We have to learn from that case studies, and we have to use the chapters or the motto given by the case study in our future decisions. Getting? Sheetal, Karthik, any question regarding that? Yes.
Case study, understanding the situation and after taking it.
Yes, repeat please.
Case study means understanding and studying the situation and after taking decision for the administrator. Very important point.
Yes, of course. Case study is the chronology of the events of a particular events is given, but always remember that in every case studies of the ethics, you have not to be given the demand of the question is not always giving the solution. The demand of the question is also to elaborate the case study also, or the problems, particular problem given in the case study also. सगळ्याच प्रश्नांमध्ये सोल्युशन द्यायची नसतात, तर काही प्रश्नांमध्ये समस्याचं विवरण पण करावं लागतं आपल्याला. अंडरस्टँड कार्तिक?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is a good case study? A good case study is the vehicle by which we face many realities. Our reality is composed of many factors, many dimensions. In a personal life, we also take many decisions in our life. But the decision taken by a private life or a private public player imparts or effects on a particular private life. But the decision taken by administrator is affecting on the masses or the society. So always remember that a good administrator have a good strategy regarding the decision making, and this is the only paper of section B in the ethics case study that this topic is imparted in your personality, whatever may be the result. After giving the mains of paper 4, you become half administrator. Getting? Sheetal, Karthik?
Yes, sir.
Okay, every case study has one central decision point, dilemma and angle. The case study always includes a dilemma, a problem, a central idea. And while reading the case study in the fast reading, you must analyze this central idea. What is the demand of the case study? So once you analyze the central idea, the peripheral ideas or the problems already had you learn or read in some newspapers regarding that case studies. And always remember that these case studies are the integral part of the administrations in public life as well as private life as an administrator. So if a case study given on the international relationship and you think that why this case study is given, what is the motive behind that, and not getting what is the concern of UPSC regarding the international issues, whatever it may be. But the question given or the case studies given by the UPSC, you always think that it is the integral part of the administration. You have to face it, you have to learn it, you have to get the central idea, and then you have to proceed. So no case study is waste material provided by the UPSC. So it always impart the ability how to govern, how to administrator, and how an administrator should learn, it gives the pre-training of the administration also. So always remember and be focused on it. Next, it checks integrity, probity in public life and his problem solving approach to the various issues dealing with the society. So the demand of every case study is that to check out the probity and integrity within the administrator as well as the problem solving approach, how you respond to the approach, whether you go with intellectual ability or the emotional intelligence, or the you already know the laws, acts regarding the administration or not, whether you just getting ideas not in brief or in brief. That is the checking of UPSC by this case study. So you have to understand that we have to be very ethical in nature while dealing with such case studies. Then many students think that how can we get the sources regarding the case studies? The best sources for the case studies analysis is reading daily newspapers. If you read daily Indian Express paper and the Hindu newspaper, you find that many situations or the problems or the dilemmas we always learn day by day. For example, if we face today's newspaper, we already had the dilemma regarding the criminalization of the politics. What we think about the criminalization of the politics? Second, if we read today's newspaper, we find the issue of the corruptions. So what are the innovative solutions for the administration to curb the problems like corruptions and the bribery. So always remember that case study is not different rather than the newspapers. It is not different from the newspapers. It is the day-to-day happening given in the books or the newspaper. So while reading with the newspapers or dealing with the newspapers, you have to focus the point of the ethics dilemma also. So while reading the newspaper, you have to be aware regarding the section B of the case studies. So many case studies are given in newspapers, you have to analyze that. Let me move toward the importance of the case studies. What is the motto of UPSC behind the introduction of the case studies? What is the ability of the case study? What it imparts in the administration or the administrator's personality? Let me discuss about that. It develops the professional development, means professional developments in the administration. This is the first part. Second, it is the administrative pre-education provided by UPSC for the aspirants to become an ideal citizen of the nation. Third one, it is a problem-based learning. In the academics, what happens? We learn from the books or the magazines or the various examinations theoretically. There is no practical approach. Only practical approach we learn in the technical studies. So problem-based learning is provided by UPSC in your ethics paper section B. Third one, from the case studies or the solution provided by you and as an aspirant, the organization checks or judge your personality aspect also. So what innovative solution you are giving, whether you belongs to the society in reality or not, whether you provided the hypothetical solutions, it is checked by the UPSC. Fourth, only the section B of the ethics, integrity and aptitude as well as the personality interview is only the parameter to check the psychology of the candidate. Okay, there is no other parameters in GS paper 1, 2, 3 to check the psychology of the candidate, how he thinks, how he take decisions, how whether he is going to become a good administrator or not. It shakes the ability or the personality with the psychological aspect as well as the emotional aspect of the candidate, creativeness of the candidate. By giving the ethical dilemma, UPSC also checks the creativity of the candidate. And always remember that section A of the case, section A of the ethics paper deals with the theory, and this theory is converted into action into section B. And last one, it also checks the social engagement of the ethical decisions of the candidate. More you include in the society, more you face the dilemma or the problems or the events, and more you get the dimensional aspect of the dilemmas. So a person who is not engaged with the society cannot give innovative solutions regarding the problem. It is a simple task given by the UPSC. So these are the importance of the case studies. Rather than these importance, what according to you is the case study can improve the personality of the candidate? What do you think? Just tell me other importance of the case study rather than these. Yes, Sheetal, Karthik.
First important is seriousness of the case.
Seriousness, absolutely right. Yes. Next.
Second is thinking about your decision and think about your decision, and after that taking the decision.
Just tell me which is the paper rather than ethics can check these aspects of the candidate. Is there any paper?
No.
No. So you always remember that you must be action oriented decision maker, a good manager, a good leader, good ethical person while dealing with these case studies. That is a simple motto of the UPSC behind that case studies. Getting? Are you getting the aspect of the case studies?
Yes, sir.
Sheetal? Okay, let me move forward. How to deal with the case studies? You always remember first that the hypothetical statements given in the case studies had never a rigid solution. So you must provide various solutions regarding the case studies in the dealing with the case studies. Means the case studies or the solution of the case studies are flexible in nature. For example, a case study is given to you and your inferior officers are not cooperating with you. That is the central idea is given. What will you do? You fire them, or you tell them that give me your resignations, or you can suspend them. This is not the solution. Suspension never be a solution. Punitive is never be a solution. So you always remember that you should be very flexible in nature and providing the innovative solution to the particular case studies or the event provided by UPSC. Okay. एखाद्याला शिक्षा देणे, एखाद्याला सस्पेंड करून टाकणे, एखाद्याला ट्रान्सफर करून देणे, इट इज नॉट दी म्हणजे डीलिंग विथ दी केस स्टडीज. इट इज नॉट दी सोल्यूशन. सेकंड, प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्विंग अप्रोच. इन मेनी केसेस when an administrator take decisions, it should be friendly with the administration, it should be cost cutting in nature. Third one, it must be a problem solving. What is the main problem? It can be solved. For example, a case study is given to you, a particular problems facing by a school in the primary school in the village. So there is no toilet facilities for the students. So that is the case study is given. When I focus on that case studies and I want to give the solutions, I should not only focus that particular school. I should focus such school in my territory. So you have to focus the solution, means only a particular part of the problem. And if you cure them, this is not the solution. You have to be given the problem solving approach to all the such happenings in your territory. म्हणजे एका शाळेमध्ये प्रॉब्लेम आहे, टॉयलेट्स नाही तुमच्या जिल्ह्यामधल्या, तर तिथं टॉयलेट बांधून देणे म्हणजे दिस इज नॉट दी अल्टिमेट सोल्युशन ऑफ दी केस स्टडी. सो व्हॉट इज द सोल्युशन? इन दोज स्कूल देर इज नो टॉयलेट, यू हॅव टू बिल्ड देम. That is the solution. Third one, you should provide ethical consideration. Why you are providing that solution? On what ethical principles the solutions is provided, you have to mention it. Means whatever you are going to provide, just quote them in an ethical term. Why you are doing so? So you have to provide the parameters regarding the ethical concept. Getting? Third one, justification. Every solution taken on the scientific attitude must have the justification statements. Means you are taking particular XYZ decision on the fact of ABC statement. So whenever you give a solution, you must provide scientific facts. Why you are taking that decisions. Next one, ground situation understanding. Many a times aspirant had learned in the city area, and the demand of the UPSC is that you must be a ground level or situation understanding person. So whatever the case study given in the village, you must understand it. Though you are nurtured and nourished in the city area, you must be aware regarding the what the problem faced by the villagers. So that's the case. E-governance related issues you have to understand from the e-governance related issues from the governmental websites. And the last one, punitive, preventive or promotional approach. You must have it, but you should not take only punitive, only promotional, only preventive. Your decisions be the mixture of punitive, preventive and promotional approach. That is the motto or the dealing with the case studies. If you go by this way, you find that case study is a piece of cake. You find it's very simple. Any question regarding that? Karthik, Sheetal, any questions?
No, sir.
Any point you don't understand?
Sir,
Yes.
I don't understand the e-governance.
E-governance means an administrator while entering the administration must be aware the technological or digital revolutions and the problem faced by administration while dealing with the digital technology. That's the case. Okay, getting Karthik? Okay, Sheetal, any doubt regarding this problem or the yes? No problem, na?
No, sir.
Okay, let me move forward. There are various subjects of the case studies if we analyze the previous year question paper. There are some value based case studies, means a case is given and you have to be asked to find out the on which values the case study is based. Second, the decision making as a public servant. So you will be molded in a particular post and a situation is given and the situation demanding the decisions, innovative decisions in that case. Third one, they only ask you opinion about the problem. They never ask you regarding the solution. This is the opinion based case studies. They only give the situation based case studies. Some situations are given and you have to analyze that situation. Third one, administration ethical dilemmas in the current government or the administrations faced by many officers is given there. And the last one is advanced contemporary case studies. Both case studies are equal, because advanced contemporary case studies means the recent problems faced by the administrations in ethical dilemmas. Both case studies are similar or correlated to each other. So in the next few minutes we are going to analyze value based, decision making, opinion based, situation based and advanced and administration based case studies. Let me move forward. Okay, you can write down the central subject of the case studies. Let me introduce the value based case studies. Read it. Yes. Yes, you can write down or read it. Read it.
Mahatma Gandhi was thrown out of the train in route South Africa because the was traveling in the first class through it. When he asked the reason for his removal from his legitimate seat in the train, he was informed that he got a bully and should have traveled in the second class. Gandhiji was thrown out of the train at a station along with his luggage. This event had a deep impact on him. Soon he began his struggle against apartheid in South Africa.
Okay.
The question
Don't worry about that. I will read that. The value based paragraph is given regarding the Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was thrown out of the train en route the South Africa because he was traveling in the first class with the ticket. When he asked the reason for the removal of his legitimate seat in the train, he was informed that you are coolie and should be travel in the second class. Though they are with the tickets, they are thrown outside their class. Gandhiji was thrown out of the train at the station along with luggage. This event has a deep impact on him. The case is given. Okay. In the light of these events, in the life of Mahatma Gandhi, discuss the main values that motivated his vision. Second, what were the main principles of Gandhiji believed in? Question mark. How did these values define Gandhiji's struggle? So, the demand of the question is in 3 questions. You have to write down the answer. First demand is that in the light of these events in the life of Mahatma Gandhi, discuss the main values that motivated the vision. First one is the truth. Second one is the humanity. Third one is the non-violence. Are you getting these values? Okay. A person dealing with this case study must know the ethical aspect of the Mahatma Gandhi. That's the case. Second one, you should not write the autobiography of the Mahatma Gandhi. What is your view regarding Mahatma Gandhi? You should not write there. You should explain the principle regarding the Mahatma Gandhi with that context only. Only this paragraph is given to you. So, what were the main principles? Main principle is the equality before the law, the justice and the truth is the main principles given in the case studies. How did these values define Mahatma Gandhian struggle? Then you can write down the extra fact what you already had learned about the Mahatma Gandhiji, as well as you can correlate that event with the context given. So that is the demand of the question. How can we judge that this case study belongs to the value? From which statement? From which statement can we say that definitely that this case study belongs to value based case study?
Mahatma Gandhi was thrown out of the train with someone melody.
Okay.
ते वाक्य असं आहे की तुम्ही कृष्णवर्णी असल्यामुळे मला
You can focus. Yes, Karthik, you can focus that line. Discuss the main value. You can focus on that. So from the language of the question, we can say that this is the value based case study. Which values I already told you regarding Mahatma Gandhi? Repeat itself. Truth, humanity, equality before the law. Okay. Are you getting value based case study?
Yes.
And while you are giving the ethical dimensions of truth, violence, non-violence and humanity, you have to elaborate that concept with respect to Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. Next is the decision making case studies. Let me see. You have been working as a superintendent of police. Just tell me, who is the SP? Who is the SP? Just tell me.
SP is the police administrator on the district.
This officer is the law and order maintaining officer of the rural region. Means he is the head of the police department of a rural area of the district.
Yes.
Okay. Your area of jurisdiction is known for its religion and cultural rigidness, which had led to recurrent clashes between the different groups of the peoples. Means your area, in which area you belong, is the disputable or rigidness, having the cultural and the religious rigidness. So the feeling of apparent nationalism is also high among the people of that area, and any act pursued as against the nation by any group may not be tolerated in any circumstances. In this background, a cricket match had been played between the national teams of India and Pakistan in a stadium. We already had a match in last night, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. What is the result?
India was loses.
India was defeated.
Yes.
Okay. Let me read. Situated in the district where you have been appointed, the match was quite close. A last ball 6 by Pakistani batsman won the match for them. Next day, after the match, a delegation of the people belonging to a private university approached to the SP and told him that university has suspended 70 students of a particular group as they were cheering for Pakistan in the cricket match against India, which was held yesterday. This kind of behavior was led the unrest in the premises of the university, and the tension is mounting among different sections of the student. Some minor incidents of property destruction by unidentified students have also taken place. College authorities want to lodge an FIR against these students for sedition and promoting enmity between the different groups on the ground of religion, race, place of the birth, residence, language, etc. The situation has led to the SP in the state of ambiguity and unrest. Analyze the situation and explain what action will take under such circumstances. So what is the central idea? Just tell me, what is the central idea of this case study? Karthik?
Religion based.
Okay, religion based conflict is there. Here is the administrative or the law related dilemma also regarding the sedition. Do you know sedition? Deshdroh. Okay. Cheering for Pakistan in India's land, whether it is a crime or not. Karthik, what do you think? Cheering for Pakistan in India, whether it is a crime?
It is not a crime.
It is not a crime, because according to our constitution there is a freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. But if we consider the colonial rule of IPC 124A, you can write down IPC section 124A belongs to sedition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the sedition definitions given in the IPC cannot segregate the freedom of expressions or the cheering of the Pakistan on the India's land is a crime. So it never told us. So as an administrator, you should be aware the aspect of the sedition definitions of IPC 124A. Okay. Second, IPC section, you have to know that 153A. What is the 153A? It deals with the promoting enmity between different groups on the ground of religion, race, place of birth, residence and language. This is 143 of, means this is the section 153A of IPC. Okay, and which section is also included, that is 427, that is the damage of the government properties. Here is given that some particular incidents of property destruction is given. So 295A section of IPC as well as 427 of the IPC, means Indian Penal Code, is dealing with the damage of government properties. So while dealing with this aspect, that is the decision making, you must be aware the constitutional language of some laws. So you have been aware of IPC section 124A, 153A, 295A and 427. That is the damage of government properties. Okay. Explain what actions will taken by you in such circumstances. Will you arrest all these 70 students? Second, whether you go with the some meetings or the suggestion from the legal experts. Third, whether your action be punitive in nature, whether you arrest or leave them. What will you do?
Sir, option number second. We have two section of legal.
Second means?
Second means we have suggest the legal and
Absolutely right. You can take legal suggestions or the moral suggestions from your seniors or the law experts. Okay.
because sir अरेस्ट नाही करू शकत कारण प्रत्येक नागरिकाचे काही मूलभूत हक्क दिलेले आहेत संविधानात.
Absolutely right.
त्या मूलभूत हक्कांचं रक्षण करण्यासाठी
But always remember that though cheering for the Pakistan is not a crime, but if you are cheering for the Pakistan and making the destructions or the property destruction is a crime. Okay, is a sedition. So always remember that first you inspect what is the real happening, and what is the delegations of the university is asking to you, provided the information. The information provided by university is inspected by you first, whether such situation is happen or not, because your area is disputed area regarding religious and the cultural rigidness. Getting? So your one act can provide effectiveness or the destructions in your area. It can be effective in nature, your decision will be effective in nature, or may cause destruction in your territory.
म्हणजे सर आता आपण अभ्यास रेडी केला ना, तर मला वाटतं की तुम्ही ऑप्शन दिले ना त्याच्यातलं ऑप्शन का करेक्ट, कारण त्यांचं अरेस्ट जर केलं तर त्यांनाही त्रास होईल आणि त्यांच्या फ्युचरही बाधा होईल.
Absolutely right. From this case study we can say that the hypothetical statements given in the case studies or the elaboration of the event, we can provide solution in flexible way. Okay, never give the ultimate solution. Let me provide next case studies, opinion based case studies. What is the case? You are traveling in a car when you see a group of beggars asking for alms on the road. You also notice that they reside in the makeshift hut on the footpath, which is just adjacent to a large drain. The filth and the dirt is everywhere. There are 4 children in the group, all below 10 years age. They usually play in the filth and near the drain. You tried to talk to the adult male of the group, but he expressed his inability to feed and nurture the family. Just tell me, what is the main issues that need to be addressed in such areas? What is the main issues?
The main issue was the situation of beggars and
The situation, what is the terminology if you analyze the situation of the beggars? Can we call it poverty?
yes sir.
Okay. Though the group of the boys or the children below 10 years age, the demand of the question is also the point of the health and the education of the child, as well as they cannot feed or nurture the family, so the case depends on the food and nutrition of the child, as well as they resides on the footpath. Don't you think that this is the problem, that we are not providing shelter to all? Means the government should provide shelter to all. And the last one is the safety of the family, because large drainage is there. So these are the main issues. So this is the opinion based case study. And the last question is asked, what in your opinion is the main reason for such condition? Who is responsible according to you? Who is responsible?
Sir,
Can we blame government or the authority?
responsibility for India म्हणजे भारताचे नागरिक तर काही जबाबदार आहेत.
भारताचे नागरिक सगळ्यांना जबाबदार ठेवायचं का आपण त्या केसमध्ये?
नाही नाही ते त्या विभागात जाणारे लोक किंवा त्या विभागातले ते गैरवापर करतात.
व्हेरी गुड. अजून रे, always remember that the opinion given by me, opinion given by Karthik, opinion given by Sheetal can be different. So you should not be very calculated while giving your opinion. But you have to understand the main issues. What are the main issues of the case study? I already had told you.
Poverty,
Absolutely right.
health, education issue, economics,
Very good.
gender issue.
From the case study you can judge this is the opinion based case study, because opinion is asked. Okay. In the next few lectures we will discuss about how opinion is framed in a particular structure. We will see in the future. Okay. Let me move forward. Situation based case study. A situation is given. Sivakasi in Tamil Nadu is known for its manufacturing cluster of firecrackers and matches. म्हणजे फटाके आणि मॅच बॉक्स बनवण्याचे कामं ते करतात. The local economy of the area is largely dependent on firecracker industries. It had led to tangible economical development and improved the standard of life in the area. So far as the child labor norms for hazardous industries like firecrackers industry are concerned, International Labour Organization has set minimum age as 18 years. In India, however, this age is 14 years. The unit in the industrial cluster of firecrackers can be classified into registered, non-registered entity. One typical unit is household based work. Though the law is not clear on the use of child labor norms in the register or non-register unit, it does not include household based work, because household work means the children working under the supervision of the parent. To evade child labor norms, several units project themselves as a household based work but employ the children from outside, not from their home. Needless to say that the employing the children saves the cost of these units, leading to higher profits to the owners. This is the case is given. The elaboration of the what is the law and regulations is given there. On your area to one of the unit of Sivakasi, the owner takes you around the unit which has about 10 to 15 below 14-year age group. The owner tells that his household based unit, the children are also their relative. You notice that several children smirk when the owner tell you this. On deeper inquiry, you figure out that neither the owner nor the children are able to satisfactorily establish their relationship with each other. Bring and discuss the ethical issues involved in the case. What would be your reaction after you above visit? Let me discuss about the ethical issues. What are the ethical issues in that case study?
So they not follow order.
Yes. If you read throughoutly, you find that the main problem or the ethical dilemma is regarding the language of the law, because the language of law regarding the firecrackers classified into two, registered and non-registered, but they cannot elaborate the concept of household based work. If many child laborers are working in that household unit, they are not the relatives of each other, then this is an illegal concept. And second one, as an administrator, you should check all the documents, that is Aadhaar card, voting card of all the owners as well as the household unit, whether the child laborers in the household work is relative of the owner or not. Third one, the basic ethical problem is the unemployment of the reason, and you must make or plan out some action plan regarding the awareness about or the child rights and child labor's laws among the masses. That is the ethical dilemma is there. And the last one, what would be your reaction after above your visit? You can ask for the documentation. Second, you can inquire the owner, household owner, whether the child laborers are related to their relatives. Third one, you can provide them or tell them what is the punishment if the household cracker unit includes the child laborers. You can tell them a punitive action also. Third one, you can provide some awareness programs in the college or the schools in your area regarding the child labor. What happens when we go in the city for a lunch, dinner, or for the enjoyment in the park? We had faced many child laborers on the roads, but we never inform as an ideal citizen to the administrator or the related concerned department that the child labor is there and the owner is must be punished. We never tell the authority. So we are also responsible as a citizen that when we face any child laborers, it is the right of the citizen to ask the owner regarding the child labor. So we also decide in any shop or any hotel, when we see the child labor, we cannot buy from them anything. Okay, that is a simple case. Getting? What is your opinion about this view? Case studies. Yes, Karthik, Sheetal. Is there any difficulty regarding the language of the case study?
No, sir.
Okay. Let me move last one. Contemporary, advanced contemporary case studies. Let me move. What is the case given? You have been appointed as a SP in one of the district of Punjab. A case has come up where the followers of a particular religious sect active in your area of operation are protesting for the arrest of a comedian. The comedian has allegedly mimicked the religious chief of that sect, thus hurting the religious sentiments of the people. The chief of the religious sect has used fan following in your area and possibility is there that the protest may got violent and has sect also has a strong political support. Thus both political and public pressure is there on you to register FIR under section 295A of the IPC, which calls for the punishment of outraging the religious sentiment of the people. You have personally seen the video mimicry act and nothing outrage except light comedy in it. Question: explain the various values and rights involved in the case for each concerned party. What are the parties given? One is as an administrator, second as a comedian, third as a religious. Parties are given. 3 parties are given. So what are the values and the rights involved in that case of a particular party? First, as an administrator, the quality is to check the details or the truth regarding the case. Second, you should not be under the pressure of any political and religious party. Third one, you should take decision based on the facts given or what the content of the video is. According to the video, comedian is not responsible, because if we see in the view of the comedian, it is a freedom of speech, because their role and responsibility is to entertain the people. So it is not the crime to entertain the people. But after examine the video, we find that there is a light comedy. So he is also not responsible for that comedian. What are the issues are related? Just tell me. First one is the objectivity, second is the justice, third one is the impartiality, fourth one is the not reacting on the political and religious pressure, freedom of speech, equality and liberty before the law. That are the case involved in that case. Just tell me what options are available with you in this situation and what will be your course of action. What will be your course of action? Just tell me what options are there. First, to arrest the comedian for few days. Second, not to arrest the comedian but maintain peace, law and peace order in the area. Third, you can ask the comedian for the we can say that you just tell the comedian to say sorry to the parties, means particular religious sect parties. We call it, we can tell them that this is my intention is not to hurting you, but this is the part of the comedy. You can tell the comedian and resolve the issue. And fourth one is that you can get suggestion from your seniors, political leaders and religious sect in a meeting and decide the decision by the law. What you will do?
Sir, option 4.
Fourth, you can take meeting.
Yes, sir.
Though you know that comedian is not responsible for the act.
पण सर इथे 2 ऑप्शन लागू पडतात.
सांगा ना कोणते ऑप्शन?
तर ते कशाने जास्त शिकू द्यायचं नसेल तर त्या कॉमेडियन या व्यक्तीला आहे ना सांगायचं की स्वतःहून माफी माग.
Absolutely right. This is the case. You can tell the comedian to apologize in front of the religious sect or the media for hurting the religious sentiments, and you can maintain the law and order. That's your course of action. Okay.
तरी ते ऐकत नसतील तर मीटिंग घ्यावी.
तर मीटिंग घेणार आणि मग पुढची ऍक्शन आपण सांगणार. व्हेरी गुड. गेटिंग?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this lecture we already had studied the dimension, various dimension, importance and the dealing with the case studies. I think you all that get it. Am I right?
Sir. Yes.
Okay. And if you analyze the previous year question paper, you find that all the case studies may be value based, may be suggestion based, opinion based, and they can be on the advancement contemporary life. So the motto behind the case study is to judge the personality who is appearing for the mains examination, to check the psychological and emotional aspect of the aspirant is the motto behind that case study. In this lecture we learn regarding case studies. In the next lecture we will analyze some previous question papers in the last lecture, and after that we will start our daily course of means daily conceptual understanding of the ethics paper. For now we stop here. Thank you so much.
So,
Yes.
happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day to all also, because the student, you are the guiding light of me. Okay, thank you.